Ladies and gentlemen, who's the forever summon?
たとえ世界のすべてが君を疑っても僕は君だけを信じ続けてるから
Alright, so what is good guys? My name is Tatsumi, back again for another video. And today we are going to take a look with the Super Forever Summon. A lot of good value units, especially with the newly added ones. And we have here with the added units, which is the Summer Juno and Summer Sustina and Orville and also Mizuki and the Rosetta, the Earth Rosetta, which is pretty good addition to our Super Forever Summon. So, by the way, I know that you are here and maybe you are also wondering who are your Forever Summons, because these are a pretty limited time and this is doesn't say any like there is a version 2 or another second Forever Summon, but I am here to give you an advisement on who to forever summon, of course, and we are going to take a look with all the units on the pool first. So I'm gonna just go ahead and select at least 2 or 3 units from each element, and then we're going to, to get discussed one by one, and then I will be giving you guides on who is your best pick on this forever summon. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the fire units. So we have here, there is a lot of units specifically, but we only need 3 units here. Okay, so as we can see here at the bottom part of the list, we have Sestina and Orville. Charlotte is pretty good as well if you wanted an art damage buff and also an stats up, but I do consider that Priscilla is more value than Charlotte here, because Priscilla makes your team hit harder, especially with a critical hit one, and this Priscilla is actually good in mines. And Orville, of course, the true equipment is spamming, and also the Summer Sestina is also good physical attacker as well, and she is more like a hyper carry if you are going to make a comp with her, and especially that she needed her HP to be high enough in order for it to deal more damage. But of course, this trio here, Sestina, Orville, and Priscilla, are the most value here, so you just needed to select which one is more worth with you. But I believe overall here is more value than the other 2 units. So for the fire units, I'm highly recommended Orville for you to pick it. So once you get that, you will automatically get it. But of course, that is only for attacker, so these fire units here are more on attacker units only. So let's go ahead and take a look with the water units. So yeah, for the water units, there is actually a lot of good units here, especially Juno, Water Juno, Balti, LR, and with this Water Liza, and also with this last unit here at the last part. I forgot her name, but she is pretty useful as well. But Mizuki, Water, Priscilla, and Celia. Alright, so we are going to choose with the 3 best units for this water units on the pool. So I would highly recommend first Mizuki, Celia, and okay, this is the hardest part because alright, so I believe I highly recommend with alright, so Water Juno. So yeah, Water Juno is actually one of the best DPS when in terms of stacking buff, especially for magic buff, and this one is also allows her team to use, or it also buff all allies' magic damage, which is also stacking, which is really great with her kit. So I highly recommend it as well if you don't have any water magical attacker. But of course, consider that she is a demon unit, and yeah. And also, Mizuki is probably your best pick for the water units because, as we all know, Mizuki is one of the best archgener. Consider that he or she is a type E archgener, and also it will give your entire team an instant 100 archgauge while activating her third eye. And then if you wanted a freezing unit, and I would highly recommend the best girl here, Celia. Celia is actually a magical quitter attacker. Yeah, she hits really hard, especially when she mocks her passive. He mocks her passive stacking up like, yeah, up to 300 damage if I'm not mistaken, which is really great addition in her kit. And also, she is a very good freeze unit if you don't have any freeze, and this unit is pretty good in mines and also with raids as well. And of course, this Mizuki and Celia are the best value of the water units, and you could select both of them, but I highly recommend Mizuki because, you know, support must be first on the lineup first before other units, because Mizuki, yeah. But if you already have a lot of archgener, and highly recommended skip Mizuki and then go with Celia for the best freezing unit. So yeah, that's it for the water units, and let's go ahead and move with the earth units. So earth units, there are a little bit good units here. Consider that we have the best pick for the entire earth unit pool is none other than Haruto, the earth Haruto here, and Balti, which is considerably pretty good tank, and it also boosts his archgauge with 50 by using his skill, which is really great. And okay, Rosetta is not really that useful. Consider that she is only buff for earth units and also a equipment cool time speed, but I highly recommended instead Leon, because, you know, support is the most important. Leon has a more value, but Leon is only good for earth units, but she can only buff. But yeah, of course, Haruto and Balti are the best pick for the entire earth unit. So if you already have Haruto, then skip Haruto, then go with Balti. And if you wanted a critter for your earth units, and that go with Leon. And there are two both high in my opinion here. This Leon and Rosetta are pretty both tie, and I considerably pick for Leon for better archer and also with a quick mechanic with her kit to support your units to ramp up their damage. So right, that is for the earth units, and let's go ahead with the light unit. So we have here, of course, Miranda, your Emperor's Lead, and Sestina. Okay, so there is a lot of question here. We have also Juno. Is it considerably like she is an old meta right now, and she's not really doing well in terms of damage. She's just more on support buff and with an HP draining mechanic, and I highly not recommending Juno for the list of the light units here, because we have here the better units here like Miranda for a taunt tank for the light team, which is also good barrier especially for magic enemies. And also Slade, he can be your attacker, he can be your archgener without any HP draining mechanic, but also boost your units stats, which is pretty good. And probably the best pick for the entire light unit here is this light Sestina here. So this light Sestina here is a new unit with maybe I believe that was released a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. She is still the best healer for entire unit, and also with a stacking buff or stacking debuff to the enemy with a physical resistance, and that is really good. And yeah, you can choose between Sestina or Miranda. And I know that a lot of you guys already have a lot of arts genre nowadays, but I do believe that Sestina is the main priority if you wanted to spam their equipment with stacking debuff for a physical resistance debuff to the enemy, which is pretty important, and that is a unique kit of this light Sestina. So yes, I have recommended Sestina if you don't have, and if you wanted tank for light ruins or light units, and then go ahead for Miranda. So let's go ahead with the dark units here. Dark units are, yeah, there is only a limited units here that I really recommended, and that is of course this Riviera, this dark Riviera here, and also okay, this is hard because there's not too much. All right, so consider that Simon is still good for nukes, especially with a mono dark team, but they are considerably like an old units nowadays, but they can still perform, especially in nukes in raid battles. And mine's also good with Simon because his art is also works really good in some cases, but I highly recommended this Riviera if you wanted like an arc general. But of course, again, support is the best important here. But if you wanted to deal more damage, then considerably like this dark Haruto. So these are my 3 lists for the dark units here with this Haruto, Dark Haruto, Simon, and Riviera. I really wanted to add this Nomi, this Emmy. Yeah, it's Emmy. So this Emmy it's actually really good attacker. At some point, she can transform into a huge boss, and she can fight along with the team. But yeah, her animation is not that really quite helpful in terms of battling because she needs to ramp up. She needed to use her skill for at least 5 times, and then she can use her mega arts. But yeah, I highly recommended this Riviera, Simon, and Dark Haruto. And Celia is also really good with this point, but yeah, she is not that really good nowadays because there are so many better units like this Riviera here that she can perform better. And of course, Simon and Dark Haruto are better pick as well. But of course, they are not the best prioritized pick, but I highly recommended for Riviera for the dark units. So overall, with all the lists that we have here, so I've finally made my decisions to who is the best top 3 units that you can possibly need it, that will help you to get your account in the future content. So especially in Dungeon of Trials, there are units that really good to work with. And here's my top 3 units. So for the water units, I highly recommend this Water Mizuki. So that is the number 1 for the top 3 list, Mizuki. And for the light units, I highly recommended Sestina here. Sestina is really the best healer for the light teams as well, and also with the debuff, and also with the other units that we have. Okay, so fire units, and then Orville. Orbel is such a underrated unit, but he can perform better when in terms of magic teams or magic attackers. So he have the magic stacking buff by using with his weapon when activating with his kit. And yeah, that is my top three units that you should prioritize for the forever summon 7th anniversary forever summon. So we have Orville, Mizuki, and the light Sestina. That is my best top three priority list that you can choose for. But of course, this is just my personal opinion. Everyone has different opinions, so let me know if you are agree with my list in the comment section. So of course I would like to hear with your opinion as well. So yeah, that is my top three best priority list for the entire forever summons, for this new updated forever summons. And I think that is for me, and we'll see you guys in the next one later.